Can I do that from the Twitch website? Maybe? Can I don't know how to do this. I may have to end the stream and then, wait, edit stream info? Here we go, all right. Category, Pokemon, FireRed. Okay. Okay, stream info updated. So let me get that going now. And I've got to get this window up. Window capture. Oh, that's not it. All right, so here we go. Is this visible? Did I do it right? Yes. All right. Let me unmute this. And there's a lot of cool features that this guy put in this hack. And I'm basically like testing it out. I asked him if I could stream it too, just for fun. And he said yes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move myself a little bit over, so I can get this a little bit bigger. Maybe I can, maybe not. Can I overlap me? Yes. And I'll just move over. Okay, so as you can see already, if you were paying attention, that was the FireRed title screen, and now it's the Leaf Green title screen. So, can I? Oh, that's not right. So, both versions are in the hack together, and you can choose to switch them. So, all of the wild Pokemon are available. We're not going to miss any version exclusives. Start new game on which version? Other key system settings can be set later from the main menu. So if you guys remember the key system from Black 2 and White 2, it's kind of a new thought on that. We're going to start in FireRed. And basically the moment that we get in, we can save and go out, and I'll show you the key system. It's really cool. Hello there, glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl? Pretty sure I'm a boy. Last time I checked. Eddie, yep. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were both babies. What's his name now? I'm gonna go with Blue. Just the classic. Well, no. I'm gonna go with Twitch to be thematic. This isn't publicly available yet, and it probably won't be for a long time, because he wants to finish it before he actually releases it. Finishes it to his satisfaction, because he works on it so sporadically. He doesn't want to like do a release and then have people hounding him for it. So, okay, I'm gonna save immediately, and we'll head out to the key system menu, and I'll show it off. There are a lot of cool options. All right, reset. And now the title screen is locked to FireRed because we're on FireRed version. But here we can change our version. Difficulty, challenge, or easy mode, just like in Black 2 and White 2. So we're going to head to challenge mode, turn on Nuzlocke. Now, IV calculation, we can have all of our IVs calculated as if they were perfect, or all 0. I'm just going to stick to standard. EVs, same thing. We could calculate our stats as if we had 0 effort values. And then no free heals is like a no Pokemon Center run. And the cool thing about the Nuzlocke and the no free heals option is with Nuzlocke, you can deposit fainted Pokemon into your PC and they'll still be fainted. And no free heals, the PC doesn't heal. So lots of changes, we're done. Let's get our Pokemon. I'm thinking Squirtle, because I started with Squirtle. Hey, wait, don't go out. Way back in blue version, and I think I'm going to stick with it. Oak, it's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. I know, here, come with me. Twitch, Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Twitch, let me think. Oh, that's right, I told you to come, just wait. Here, Eddie. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha, the Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. Me too, Oak. But now in my old age, I have only these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Twitch. You can have one too. Let me just move this a little bit. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go with Squirtle. It's a boy. I'm just gonna go with Sheldon because I'm lame. Now the Nuzlocke rules don't start until I have the Pokedex, so even if we lose this battle, we don't automatically lose the challenge. Oh, I have to go into the options menu. There are new options too in the options menu to make the game less of a slog. There's instant text and there's another thing that we can put in. Alright, Professor Oak, I know all this. Not looking good. I hope we can get a crit. Maybe one day. All right, Sheldon for the win. Oh, challenge mode also doesn't start until after this battle, so that's why he was still level 5. But you'll see in the optional battle that both those Pokemon are level 10 instead of level 9. Okay, I'll make my Pokemon battle to toughen up. Eddie, Gramps, smell you later. Oh, you'll notice that I can run, but instant battle scene off, battle style set. Alright, so this makes the health bar drop faster, and it skips the, like, slow slide-in animation. Put stereo. LR, thing type 1, okay. Ooh, let's get that potion. And another cool thing about this hack is more bag pockets, and the items have been compressed in the save file, so you can hold basically a full stack of every possible item that you could possibly hold at one time. So it really eliminates the need for inventory management. And you saw that we skipped the slide-in animation. Makes things a lot faster. When you think about it, that's like 3 or 4 seconds for every battle for the entire game. So it adds up. And then instant text, of course. And I'm going to turn on auto run. So now I don't have to hold down B. So that's another new feature. I don't want to risk dying here, so I'm not going to. We'll heal up. Okay, so the creator ported Emerald version music, their entire sound engine basically, to this to make it easier to port sounds in general. I'm gonna have to tell him that the Pokemon Center healing sound effect is broken. That's why we're testing. I'm excited to get into this Nuzlocke mode because the details are it's a pretty interesting implementation. I have like a whole document that was given to me explaining everything. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Oh right, I have a request for you too. On the desk there's my invention, Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Eddie and Twitch, take these with you. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, Pokeballs. So now that we have the Pokedex and Pokeballs, this is when the Nuzlocke mode actually starts. I'm not going to pick up that town map. I know what Kanto is. There are a lot of quality of life features. Okay, so our first encounter is here. We have to catch this one. And now you can see the one on the HUD. That is telling us that this is the first encounter. This is the one that's going to count. May have cut that a little close. Because if I crit... Okay. So, this implementation, you can catch other Pokemon after the first one, but they will automatically... Oh, the victory music is bugged too. I'll have to mention that too. Not a lot of music testing happened after the porting, because you didn't want to go through the whole game. But I can catch more Pokemon. They'll just be fainted, and they can't be revived by any means, even by putting them in the PC. So it allows you to do like a somewhat normal run, where you can fill up your Pokedex if you want, but you're still within the bounds of the Nuzlocke. Oh, can't escape. Let me go. Now, I have Squirtle, so I'm not super afraid of Brock. However, I would like to get a Mankey in the next route. Yeah, that's going to be a little jarring. Just for insurance. So I'm going to catch a Mankey here. Hopefully, maybe. And the dupe clause is an effect. Yes. Okay. If I were smart, I would have gone to the next route and like tried to get rid of Pidgey as a dupe, but we still got the Mankey anyway. Nice. Oh, I should have nicknamed it. Why am I forgetting a nickname? I forgot Rattata's nickname too. Well, I'll nickname the other ones. Alright, so now let's go up to Route 2 and then just dip into Viridian Forest. And that's all the catches that we can get before Brock. And then we'll train up. Oh yeah. This guy's gotta show us how to catch Pokemon. That's maybe a suggestion that I'll make. Skip this if you already have more than one Pokemon. I was told that getting him to scroll through all the extra pockets was not that difficult. There, now tell me that was educational, was it not? And here, take this too. If there's something you don't understand, watch that. It will teach you about the basis of being a Pokemon trainer. Okay, I understand the basis of being a Pokemon trainer. Alright. We're gonna nickname this thing. Whatever it is. Okay. Now, because the dupe clause is in effect, you can see that the number 1 is not on the HUD. So this is not our capture for this route. Another Rattata. I don't like this. If we lose Squirtle, we basically lost the Nuzlocke. Because Brock's got extra Pokemon, because this is the challenge mode. Alright. So this is our catch. Oh, okay. Okay, now we're going to nickname this thing. It's a boy. I'm gonna name him Mr. Flappy. Why not? So Mr. Mime, why not a Mr. Flappy? I'm glad he was level 4 too. I'm gonna buy one more Pokeball, and I'm gonna buy antidotes, because if, you know, Weedle's a death sentence if it poisons. And we'll be training in Viridian Forest for the free Metapod and Kakuna XP. Oops. Let's get 5 for starters. And we'll get... Oh, that's not a lot. We'll get 4 potions. Oh, and we can't forget that item ball that is up here. I think that's a potion too. Yeah. Alright, so let's go get our catch in Viridian Forest. I would like to get a Pikachu, but the odds of that happening are astronomically low. And it wouldn't be useful for Rock. So. Alright, this is it. Kakuna. Probably one of the worst catches we could have gotten for this Nuzlocke, but that's gonna be really it's gonna be awful to grind up. The thing is, our Pokemon availability is so low this early in the game that not training everything that we can capture for Brock, especially since Brock has that extra Pokemon, like, that could be really not good. Alright. I'm gonna go one more attack because I don't want to accidentally crit and murder it. Alright. Okay. So, if we do evolve this thing, it'll be a Beedrill. So let's call it Queen, because it'll be a Queen Bee. I'm so original. Alright. So that's all of our available Pokemon before Brock. Like, we're stuck with this now. And of course, Pikachu the next one. I would have really liked to have gotten one. I'm going to switch out because I'm afraid of Pikachu. Actually, I'm going to try to run. Alright. Oh, another thing that was ported for this hack was the abilities from Emerald have outside of battle effects. So, like, if I had caught a Pikachu and had it in the front of my party, the static ability would have drawn more electric types to me, which means like half of my encounters here would have been Pikachu. But a lot of cool things in this hack. Sheldon can take on Caterpie. We got instant text. We've got quicker battle animations. It's just lots of quality of life stuff. On top of making the challenge hacks actually, or the challenge runs more viable. Easier to keep track of because it does it automatically. Oh, another item. Let's get that. Another potion, that's good. I kind of feel like... See, he's bug type, though. If I dumped all that time into Kakuna just to get slaughtered in Brock, like, that would be very upsetting. Especially since I'm either gonna have to burn through all its PP so it could struggle, or switch train it for 5 levels. I really have to let him know about the sound thing, because you don't realize how jarring it is until the sound cuts out. But that's why we test. That's why we're testing. Okay, so let's bring in Mankey and start training her. It sucks that I forgot the nickname. Okay, we're not going to play it fast and loose with Mankey. Yeah. It's a shame we got the level 2 one. Weedle are scary because it's poison, but we're gonna go for it. Yeah, the problem with doing a Nuzlocke of FireRed is you have to grind really early. And then, like, afterwards, you don't really have to grind as much. But this early grind before Brock. And the fact the Pokemon Center is so far away. Alright, more grinding. Because the levels are beefed up on the trainers, it's +1 this early in the game for all the trainers. I don't want to throw myself right into trainer battles just yet. Because losing a Pokemon this early is devastating. And I really don't want to have to deal with it. Oh, a crit. Oh, I'm poisoned. I don't think I'll be able to make the 13 HP back to the Pokemon Center, so I'm going to burn an antidote here. I'm gonna run. I don't want to deal with being poisoned. Would really like some cocoons right now. Oh, crit. And another crit. Alright, I'm gonna run back to Pokemon Center. What are some other things that are in this hack? Like, lots more quality of life. Like, for example, arrows indicating what our natures do. And Mankey has a crap nature. Great. Rattata's not bad. Oh, the summary screen also, if you just happen to trade in a Pokemon from, like, Pokemon Coliseum, it'll show the actual Met location. So, like, I don't know, what's one of the places there? Outskirts Stand? It'll actually say, from Outskirts Stand, instead of saying Met in a trade. So that's pretty neat, if you're a nerd and like that stuff, like me. What's my ability? Is it Vital Spirit? Yeah. Oh, we'll be able to evolve trait evolutions. Eevee can also evolve into Espeon and Umbreon, but I don't think we'll be doing that. The Celadon City encounter is too valuable to waste on Eevee, because we have the Game Quarter. We could grab like a Dratini. Unless something happens to Squirtle. Then I might grab Eevee and get a Vaporeon. Alright, I can take this wheel. As long as... yeah. It'd be really awful to lose something while trading. Is Weedle more common in FireRed? Because we can switch to Leaf Green to get Caterpies. If that's how it pans out. Okay. Very... oh, low kick, finally. Very engaging gameplay right here. I scratched the Caterpie. I don't want to waste getting, or risk getting poisoned here. We'll kill this. It's your lucky day, Caterpie. You've been chosen. Alright, a little too close for comfort now. I'm going to train up Rattata. I'd like to be... I think Brock is like level 14 at his highest. Okay, we're gonna run. I'd like to be like 12, 13. With the, I'll probably just go in with 3. I really don't want to train the Kakuna. And Brock has Rock Tomb. So throwing Pidgey in there, probably not a good idea. What I'd really like to get later on, once we get a Cerulean, is an Abra. Because there's a Thief TM, like, right there, which allows Abra to attack right away. He won't be good, but... don't want to risk getting poisoned. Level 5 Caterpie. Wow. Caterpie's not too smart. He didn't want to live. There's no Pokemon Center out here in the wild. Okay, back to the Pokemon Center for us now. Do we get quick attack? Nope. Might be 6 or 7. Not like it's gonna be much help against Brock. But maybe I can wall an attack or something while I heal. In all actuality, I should probably just be solo grinding Squirtle for right now. I bet a water gun from a Wartortle would destroy Brock, like one-shot all of his mons. Because Geodude and Onix are 4 times weak to water. And he's got an extra Pokemon, so I don't know what that is, but it's probably Rock type. I'll get Rattata and Mankey to level 10, and then I'll grind up Squirtle. I think that's the plan. Crit. I wonder what EV's Weedle gives. I hope it's attack. Alright, so quick attack must be at level 7. Oh, the other thing that's in this hack, infinite TMs. So, that's nice. I don't know how anybody put up with TMs before Black and White, when they became infinite. I remember, first time I played Blue version, we were dirt poor. So my dad was computer savvy. And even back then there were emulators and stuff. So we grabbed a Game Boy emulator. He found the ROM online in the ancient internet of the 90s. And we played it that way. And I could barely read. Like, I was that young. And I learned to read from Pokemon, but I remember I had a Blastoise. My Wartortle evolved into Blastoise on Nugget Bridge. That's how much I grinded up Squirtle. And like, that was it. And of course, 4 attacks. No strategy other than, well, this attack sounds powerful. Because you couldn't, the internet was, you couldn't look up what moves you were, like what they were, what they did. You just had to experiment. So, if a move seemed more powerful from how it sounded, like that's what you used. And I made it through, even as a stupid kid. And by the end of the game, I knew how to read. Because I wanted to know what was going on so bad. I remember, I think I named myself Ash, too. Because in my mind, like, that was what I was supposed to name him. Name the player. But, we were so young. I don't even know how that emulator did save files. But I didn't realize that you could, like, just copy the save file and put it somewhere else and then start a new game without deleting your save. So I remember when we finally heard about the missing no glitch, and we still didn't have Game Boys at this time. So like, well, I say we, it was like me and my brother. He had Red version on the computer. But when we finally learned about missing no, the problem was I had already used all my rock candies. I had already used all my stuff. So the item duplication glitch like wouldn't have helped me. So I remember I had to have been like 6. I restarted the game and it was such a hard decision because I was leaving my Blastoise behind. I was basically deleting my Blastoise. As a little kid, like that bothers you. I remember the back sprite of Blastoise. Like, I had no idea what that was supposed to be. And you know how sometimes you see something the wrong way, and for your entire life you'll see it the wrong way, and then like one time you'll look at the picture that you've been seeing the wrong way the whole time, and it'll just click. And then for the rest of your life you can't see it the wrong way ever again. That's what happened with Blastoise. I saw like just weird shapes. It didn't even look like a Blastoise to me on the back sprite. But eventually, I want to say like 10 years down the line, like Gen 4 was already out and like almost done. I was replaying maybe Yellow version, which has the same back sprites, and it just clicked. And I could never see, it looked finally like a Blastoise, and I could never see the messed up Blastoise again. Did we get Karate Chop at 10? Movesets haven't been changed. Oh, crit. I remember when we finally... The problem with the computer is... Back then, everything was so primitive. Like, that was on Windows like 95, and we were really bummed because we couldn't trade. So like all of our friends at school had the Game Boys, and they were trading with each other and doing all sorts of things, but we couldn't complete our Pokedex. You know, we couldn't trade. My brother and I couldn't trade with each other because the emulators were so primitive that just at the time you couldn't trade. There was no way. So I remember like trying to figure out some way to trade like a cable that I could connect like to the computer. Like, we didn't even have standard USB ports back then. So I don't even know what it would connect to, but the cable would like connect to the computer, and then the other side would be a Game Boy, and we'd be able to trade with our friends if they came over. Of course, that never materialized. I don't even think, if I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now, like, I probably could have rigged something up, like extracted it from the save file with a hex editor, the Pokemon I wanted to trade, and then trade with my brother. But at that time, just didn't. You couldn't. Nobody knew. And like, I remember when, like, nobody knew what Missing No was. When that hit the playground, that was a big deal. Yeah, there was Pokemon before the internet. Well, we always had the internet, but Pokemon has always been around for the internet. But before the internet was as it was today, like, there was no Google, there was no, search engines were barely a thing. I remember using Hotbot. That was a search engine, and like, they didn't. I guess people hadn't figured out how to scrape the websites effectively yet, so they were basically useless search engines. You couldn't find anything on the internet unless you had the actual address. So, like, everything was a mystery. So when kids on the playground were like, "Oh my god, look at this new Pokemon, I didn't even know this existed," and you saw it, like, everyone was like, "Oh my god, where did you catch that?" Like, it was a big deal. And I remember somebody in my class, like, finally caught Mewtwo, and I watched him battle another kid in my class and just completely destroy him with Mewtwo. I was like, I have to get that Pokemon. Like, where did you find that? And he wouldn't tell anybody. So it became like a class-wide scavenger hunt. Like, we assigned sections of the game to figure out where Mewtwo was. And back then, like, because the internet was so bad and nobody knew anything and Pokemon was brand new, like, the rumors were everywhere. It was like a phenomenon. I remember there was a rumor that you could evolve your starter a 4th time. I can't even remember, like, what the names they said that they were. Charcolt, maybe, for Charizard. And I know Nidoking and Nidoqueen were said to evolve into Nidogod and Nidogoddess with, like, a Mist Stone. But, of course, there are no Mist Stones. I wonder if the Shiny Stone was kind of an inspiration. Not a Shiny Stone, Dawn Stone. Because that kind of reminds me of what a Mist Stone might look like. And there was the Pokegods. Pokegods were rumored. And I remember when the first movie came out, Dongfan was there in the first movie. And we'd already had Togepi in the anime. And I believe Meryl was in the anime already too, because we had the Orange Islands arcs with Tracy. So they were just... Oh, and Snubbull. Snubbull was in the short of the first movie as well, if I remember correctly. So, but, like, we had no idea. We thought, oh my gosh, like, are they in our games? And there was, like, rumors that they were Pokegods, like, better than Mewtwo. Oh my gosh. That was a good time. I feel bad for the internet has made things so much better and so much easier. But when it comes to Pokemon as, like, a social phenomenon, you're never going to be able to recapture, like, what the Pokemania of, like, the late 90s and early 2000s were. Because, you know, you just couldn't look up anything you wanted to look up. I remember looking up, like, okay, Missing No blew the lid wide open on what rumors could be legitimate. Because when you see Missing No, and it dupes your party, it dupes your item, and it's the 6th item for some weird reason that nobody understood at the time. And it's like this messed up Pokemon that screws up the game, but you could, like, kind of fix it. And so, like, that blew the lid wide open on what rumors could be possible. So, like, the moment Missing No was discovered, it was like, oh my gosh, a secret Pokemon. What other secret Pokemon are in here? And it was just like a mad dash all over the internet. There were pages back then, because you didn't have search engines, you would learn about a page. Okay, Mankey's level 10. Let's swap out. You would learn about a page through like a friend, or like it would be listed. How can I put this? You know how Yahoo is like the grandpa of everything else, and like nobody uses it but old people anymore? The reason that they still use it is because they're just used to it. But Yahoo used to be like a directory, and there would be like popular sites, and you would have categories, and they would link to sites that were popular. And I don't know how you got on the list as a website, but that's how it was. So you would go on like Yahoo, and you would search, you would go to the Pokemon category, and those would be the popular websites. And there would be rumors about like how to get the Nido gods, how to evolve your Gengar, you know, into something called like Phantom or like Phantasm. And they even had like fake art and stuff for these Pokemon, so it looked legit. I'm telling you, it looked legit. And there were rumors that you could like get your own gym if you beat the Elite Four like 100 times without saving. I tried that, by the way. I did not get my own gym. Oh god. That was almost bad. I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. Maybe it was 50 times. I think it was enter the Hall of Fame 50 times without saving, or without turning off your game, and you would get your own gym. Professor Oak would let you have your own gym. That was also like one of the rumors for how to get one of the Poké Gods. Like, do something absurd, like talk to Oak like 100 times in his lab, and eventually he'll just be tired of talking to you and can do something to make you go away. And it was a Poké God. Ugh. I could talk about this forever. Let's go back to the Pokemon Center. But yeah, like, you'll never be able to recreate the kind of social phenomenon that Pokemon was before the internet was actually useful. Like, you're never going... The thing is, like, even if you had rumors for, like, Sword and Shield, say, we can data mine the games instantly. Game Freak is really bad at obfuscating their code. They're really bad at writing code in general. So... like, anything you say, it's automatically, like, debugged. Whereas, back in the day, because of Missing No being discovered, and it just being a totally, like, out in left field discovery, anything is possible. Any rumor was plausible. Everything was worth trying. There was one involving the little girl above, on the top floor of the Sullivan apartment store, where I think she was one of the ones who would let you evolve Nidoqueen into Nido Goddess. I thought it was... I think it might have been one of those, like, talk to her 100 times, she'll tell you to go away, and give you a Mist Stone. I think that's what it was. There were also rumors that, like, after a certain amount of times in the Hall of Fame, Oak would let you, like, walk around, and there was, like, a staircase right off screen that you couldn't normally see. You would be able to go to, and it's like an extra dungeon you get into, and there were Poké Gods in there. Or like you'd catch Togepi. I remember there being like just a ridiculous way of like being able to surf in the Silph Co fountain. And it was said that Peekaboo was wild in the Silph Co fountain and you could catch it. And like the ridiculous ways to activate these codes were also plausible, because activating Missing No was also ridiculous. So, damn. Going down memory lane, I haven't thought about this stuff in a long time. But once Gen 2 came out, like, Gen 2 blew my mind. No one expected Kanto to be in the game. Like, you beat the Hall of Fame and it was like, wait a second, I'm only like level 40 something. This was it? No, it was not. I think Kanto was kind of a letdown, but that's only with hindsight. As a little kid, being told, oh, go on the SS Aqua. It'll take you somewhere. And then hearing that you're going to go to Vermilion City once you get there. It just like it blows your mind. A whole new region. Sure, it wasn't very well balanced, And they stripped out a lot of the Kanto stuff, which was disappointing once you figured it out. But as a kid, just that initial, oh my god, I hate to go back to Kanto. And then finding Red at the top of Mount Silver was like the most hype moment in gaming at the time. Because again, like the internet was still in its infancy. Like the only info you got was from your friends in real life. So you couldn't just spoil the whole game for yourself. You couldn't look things up. And a lot of the Gen 2 Pokemon, even though the anime was going strong and you kind of like had an idea of who was where, there were a lot of Pokemon that people just never saw because they were so rare. Like Skarmory. Skarmory's found at one route, I think on like one time of day, only in Silver and Crystal. So you could totally miss Skarmory and never have seen it. And no trainers use it. Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna switch. No trainers use Skarmory. So you could completely like never see Skarmory and not know it exists. So, you know, you went to your friends and was like, okay, let me see your Pokemon. Let me see your Pokedex. Like, I've got to know. Because we were all trying to catch them all. And, oh gosh, it was just so great. And by the time Gen 2 came around, actually, we had Game Boys. It was the Christmas before Pokemon Crystal came out. My parents scrounged up the money and got both of us Game Boys. Unfortunately, they didn't give us any Pokemon games. So, oh god, what have I done? Ugh. We almost lost Rattata because I was talking. But we didn't have any Pokemon games. It was the bundle with Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color, which was an amazing game. Because it was the original Mario, but it had like all kinds of extra features. I wish they would remaster that for modern screen sizes, because like the tiny GVC screen really again, this is hindsight talking, but it makes it difficult to go back to because it's so tiny and you can't see in front of you. I didn't know any better at the time, but anyway, what was I saying? And I remember I scrounged up like birthday money because my birthday was like a couple months after Christmas. I scrounged up birthday money to finally buy a Pokemon game. I was ready. I was gonna buy one. And I got to Walmart and my dad wouldn't let me buy it because he's like, you already have Pokemon games for the computer. Buy something you don't already have. And I was so upset. But he didn't budge. So I bought Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, which is a great game. I would absolutely recommend that to anyone, even today. It holds up. It's very similar to Link's Awakening, but it's got like a gimmick. The gimmick is you can change the seasons basically, and it was like a part of a box set where it was Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. But I played that for a while, and then the day Crystal came out, somehow I had figured out when the release date of that was, and I saved up my money for that day specifically, and I begged my parents to take me. So my first physical cart that I had was Crystal version, and I played that until I played that forever. I loved that game. I still have it actually, my original cart. I replaced the battery in it and played through it again. Probably 5 or 6 years ago. Oops. So that was cool. But yeah, Pokemon is a social phenomenon before the internet. Amazing. Amazing. You'll never get anything like it again. What else? There are other Pokemon that, especially in Gen 2, like, nobody uses them, so if you miss them, you'll never get to see them. So, like, Skarmory, like I said earlier, there are people that I know, or that I knew back in the day, who are, once the Hoenn games came out, Skarmory was made pretty common. You could find it on the same route that Spinda is found on, with, like, the ash grass, where you can get, like, the soot sack or whatever. And, like, you basically can't miss it. You'll find it as you're going through the route just in the story. And people to this day, like, think that Skarmory is a Gen 3 Pokemon because they never got to see the Skarmory on that one route, on that one time of day in Gen 2. But, what's another, like, no, Slugma I think gets used. But Slugma you can only find in Kanto. Houndour you can only find in Kanto at night on some random route. So, but Archer, not Archer, he didn't have a name back then. The last Rocket Executive had a Houndoom. So you kind of knew that existed. Smeargle. Smeargle's one that you might not ever catch. I don't think anybody has a Smeargle in Gen 2 as an enemy trainer. So that's one that you could figure out you like never know existed. The rumors from Gen 1 kind of persisted into Gen 2 because the internet was still like in its infancy. So I remember one of the rumors like having to do with the unknown. And there were a billion rumors of spell out this in your party and then go to this spot and do this 10 times and, you know, talk to this guy 100 times. And of course it never worked. Of course it never worked. But they were fun. It was fun. I don't remember there being any like Pokegods rumors in Gen 2. Because I think the moment Gen 2 came out and it turned out like Snubbull and Pikablue, which ended up being Meryl, like weren't actually Pokegods, they were just like regular Pokemon. I think it kind of quelled the rumors of like extra super secret Pokemon. I mean, people were still looking for Missing No in Gen 2, but to my knowledge, at least from the playground, nobody found anything like that. But yeah, just I know I'll probably say it 100,000 times, but Missing No being discovered in Red and Blue just blew the game right open. And then I remember when Gen 3 came out, I was really upset that they broke backwards compatibility. I had a Lugia from my Crystal version, because by the time Gen 3 came out, I had gone to like EB Games, which I think became GameStop, and I'd gotten the old Pokemon games used. So I had like a red version cartridge, and I think I had gold version, and I had the Crystal version that I had bought originally from Walmart. And I think that's it. I think that's all I had as a real cartridge. So by then I had pretty much moved on from using the emulators because we finally had Game Boys. I was really upset that they broke backwards compatibility because I had pretty much, I think I had everything except for Celebi and Mew. Because I had traded with a bunch of people and I had completed my Pokedex. I think I had everything but Celebi and Mew. So, and that was kind of a feat because in Gen 2 there was no like rare candy glitch at the time. Now you can use arbitrary code execution to get to it, but at the time we didn't have that. So like completing your Pokedex when you had happiness evolutions, like oh my god, Chansey to Blissey. Might as well mark out a week to do that as a little kid. And it's not like a lot of the times, like again, because the internet was not there, you didn't even know how to evolve the Pokemon, so you just like try everything until eventually like someone on the playground was like, oh, my Chansey evolved at like level 30, and then someone else would pipe up and be like, oh well, mine evolved at like level 26, so what were you doing? And like happiness was like mentioned in the games, but we didn't really know like how to do it. Like for example, evolving to Espeon or Umbreon. We knew Espeon and Umbreon existed because the Elite Four Karen had an Umbreon. I don't think anybody in the games uses that. Oh no, Sabrina uses Espeon. No, does he? Does she? I know Red does. Anyway, we knew they existed, but a lot of times like nobody knew how to evolve them because you couldn't just look it up, and the games were brand new. So it would again be a mad dash on the playground. How did you evolve this guy? How did you get this guy? Where'd you find this Pokemon? And the fact that evolutionary stones weren't as widely available in Gen 2. It made you think, oh, like what could evolve from them if they're keeping them from us? I don't think that until Crystal, I don't think you could have the people call you and get you evolutionary stones. You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain, like there's that lass on the route west of Ekritique that calls you in Crystal to give you like a water stone. I don't think that was in Gold and Silver. So you could just run out of stones. And then you'd be out of luck for evolving your Pokemon. I remember I had a Lugia that I had leveled up legitimately to level 100. And I named it Sea Beast. And that was the Pokemon that I was most upset that I wasn't going to be able to bring forward into Gen 3. I'm going to heal after this. Once Sheldon's level 10, I'll start actually taking on the trainers. And then I will go all the way up to Brock and not fight Brock. And then I'll come back and fight our rival. And then I'll fight Brock. Because beating Brock... Beating Brock is what makes the optional rival battle stop. So, we gotta do that before we beat Brock. I thought the grinding would be boring, but the fact I get to reminisce and just like talk about how it used to be, it really... God, Pokemon used to be so good. The new games, like Sword and Shield, I'm sorry if you like it. Like, I'm sorry for what I'm about to say if you like it. Not that I'm sorry that you like it. But, God, they suck in my opinion. Worst games. And the fact that Pokemon is the highest grossing franchise of all time, and they put out that, awful. Absolutely awful. Sun and Moon weren't much better. So slow. And the tutorial just never lets up. And it's like, let me have my own adventure. There was only one optional area in all of Alola, and it's that desert. Oops. That's gonna be bad. One optional area. No exploration. You are basically dragged from point A to point B by the terrible non-existent plot where the cardboard cutout characters don't grow and don't learn anything and they're like the same the entire time. Another poison. The only one who actually changed is Lily from a stereotypical caricature to gentle daughter to I'm a little more headstrong now. And that's it. That was her one note change. And yet I played them. I gave Sun and Moon a shot. Not Sun and Moon. I gave Sword and Shield a shot. Legitimate, I tried my best. I got to, like, right before the first gym, I just couldn't play anymore. It was so bad. I watched a playthrough from somebody else. Just so I knew. But it didn't get better. Didn't get better. I was so disappointed. I'm not a Gen 1er by any means. Actually, my favorite generation is Gen 3. I think as a whole, Gen 3 had the best stuff in it. I'm not saying that like Hoenn and Kanto are like the best regions. I don't think I'm confident enough to say that. However, Gen 3 lasted the longest of any generation in the West. So, like, we were in the Gen 3 ecosystem without our games being obsoleted by a new generation for a long time. And despite cutting off backwards compatibility, like, you had Coliseum and XD, which were amazing. Much better. In fact, Coliseum and XD, they're made by Genius Sonori, which I think make like cell phone games now. But I think they look better than Sword and Shield. I absolutely think that Battle Revolution blows Sword and Shield out of the water in graphics. Obviously, they are very different games, and I can admit that. However, like, no excuse. No excuse. I think when Game Freak moved to 3D, I think they were okay at making 2D games. I'm not going to say that, like, Gen 5 was amazing, even though mechanically it was really good. But it's just, they spend so much time, I think, over the generations on features that nobody wants, nobody asked for. They're like throwaway content that are barely there. Like Pokemon musicals. They took out contests for musicals. And I'm not saying that everybody likes contests, but they were at least something to do. They were an alternate progression path. You can't progress with musicals in Gen 5, for example. There's nothing to do once you've done them once. But, I don't know. Battle Frontier. Now we have the same copy-pasted Battle Tower for like 7 generations now. Copied from the Battle Subway, at least. No variety. The thing is, like, Pokemon is divided up into the overworld and battles. Those are your main 2 gameplay options. You can't spice up the overworld. You've got to spice up the battles. So the Battle Frontier is the way to do that. With weird battle modes. But they didn't even port that over. Like, I don't want to do 7 regular battles with nothing special in a row against cheap AI that cheats. Throw in some flavor. But they won't even do that. Yeah, Sword and Shield, super disappointed. I'm not a huge fan of Diamond and Pearl, but I don't want current Game Freak remaking games that are still good. Because they're going to ruin them. And the DLC. The fact that you released a $60 game, unfinished, and then dropped, I think it was 2 $30 DLCs, or maybe it was just one-time payment. Completely inexcusable. I take this opportunity to antidote. I don't have an antidote. Alright, this could be... I've got potions. Oh god, I hope I can make it to the Pokemon Center. Losing Squirtle means we basically lose the Nuzlocke. This early, we don't have anything else that can deal with Brock. Mankey maybe, but... Okay. I'm at 16 health. I'm going to try for maximum potion efficiency. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, I was 1 off. $25, $24, $23, $22, $21, $20, $19, $18, $17, $16, $15, $14, $13, $12, $11, $10. Alright. We made it. Squirrel's alive. Also, what the hell is up with Swordbert and Shieldbert or whatever their names are? Like, really? That's what they come up with? Like, I know your plot is trash, and you can't write for crap, Game Freak, but like, you're just gonna harpoon your own seriousness. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Harpoon, lampoon. What am I trying to say? But yeah. To be honest, and I don't say this lightly, because I definitely do think that the Let's Go games were kind of a step in the wrong direction overall. But I enjoyed them more than I enjoyed Sword and Shield. And it sucks that I can say that. I haven't watched any of the DLC for Sword and Shield though. I'm just talking about the base game. I wouldn't buy DLC for that game. If they gave it to me, I wouldn't take it. So, but I know that there's like a teddy bear, karate teddy bear, Cubchew. No, not Cubchew. That's the snot bear. What's his name? Cub. Cubfu. I think that's his name, right? And then he evolves into something called Urshifu. I think. And I think those designs are nice, but yeah, I don't know. Is it a legendary? I don't even know. I love the Metapod trainer. Free XP. Yes, water gun. I'm gonna keep withdrawal. What does that sound? Do you hear that? Oh shit. The game froze. This is a sound effect glitch. The hack froze. I didn't save. I wonder if it's waiting for the sound effect to stop. I'm gonna fast forward. No. That's upsetting. I'll have to tell that to the guy who made this immediately. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end stream here. And I will grind up to this exact point off stream. Have a guy fix it, and then I'll come back. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So, thank you for watching. I have a YouTube and a Twitter that you can follow. They're linked to my profile on Twitch. And I'll be back to this, and the gameplay will be way more exciting once we get past Brock. Right now it's basically just grinding on bugs, but once we get past Brock it'll be fine. So, thank you for watching. I'll be back probably tomorrow or the next day. And yeah, adios.